Dear students, myself Neelkant Swami, Assistant Professor, Government First Year College, Tipto. Today, we are solved the problems on ascertainment of profit or loss on pre-incorporation period and post-incorporation period. Profit or loss on pre-incorporation period and post-incorporation period. Now, the problem Deva Limited was incorporation on August 1st, 2019 to take over the business of Raja Limited as a going concern from 1st April 2019. 1st April 2019. The profit and loss account for the year ending 31st March 2020 is as follows. The problem: Deva Limited was incorporated on August 1st, 2019, incorporated date. But the business of Raja Limited as going concern from take over the Raja Limited from 1st April 2019. This is the period of pre-incorporation. And the profit and loss account, that means income statement, the information at the end of the 31st March 2020. After incorporation date is called post incorporation date. Here, Deva Limited income statement for the year ending 31st March 2020. Debit side, all expenses. Debit side, all expenses. 2. Rent and taxes 24,000. 2. Insurance 6,000. 2. Electricity 4,800. 2. Salaries 72,000. 2. Directors fees 6,200. 2. Auditors fees 3,000. 2. Commission 12,000. 2. Advertisement 8,000. 2. Discount 7,000. 2. Office expenses 15,000. 2. Carriage 6,000. 2. Bank charges 3,000. 2. Preliminary expenses 13,000. 2. Bad debts 4,000. 2. Interest on loan 6,000. 2. Net profit 1,20,000. Credit side, gross profit by gross profit 3,10,000. 3,10,000. Total both side 3,10,000. 10,000. Next para, The total turnover, the total turnover for the year ending 31st March 2020 was rupees 10 lakh, divided into rupees 3 lakh for the period up to 1/8 2019. That means 1st August. 1st August, and rupees 7 lakh for the remaining period. In sales ratio already given, pre-incorporation sales 3 lakh, post-incorporation sales 7 lakh, total sales of the year 10 lakh. Ascertain the profit earned prior to and post incorporation period. The problem mentioned profit. Profit means in this problem, after the ascertainment, the profit will become, but not loss, because problem has given find out or ascertain profit. Here sales ratio already given. First, before going to calculation, first of all, calculation of time ratio, sales ratio and other ratios. If any information given to concerned ratio, you can calculate the ratios. Here time ratio and sales ratio compulsory as given in the problem. In this problem, working notes or notes, calculation of, firstly calculate time ratio. The time ratio is equal to pre-incorporation period is to post-incorporation period. Pre-incorporation period April 1st, that means 1/4/2019 to 31st July 2019 or 1st August 2019. 1st August and 31st July same. Here 1st April to March 1st April to July 31st, 4 months. Pre-incorporation period 4 months. Then post-incorporation period. The post-incorporation period is equal to incorporation date or formation date is to closing date of the closing date or accounting period. Closing accounting period. In this problem, August 1st, 2019 to March 31st, 2020. 8 months, total 8 months. Time ratio is equal to 4:8 or 1:2. Time ratio is equal to 1:2. Pre-incorporation period is to post-incorporation period. Then sales ratio. The sales ratio already given in the problem. The sales ratio already given in the problem. Pre-incorporation sales 3 lakh. Post-incorporation sales 7 lakh. Pre-incorporation sales, how much? That means 3 lakh. Post incorporation sales 7 lakh. 3 lakh is to 7 lakh. That means 3 is to 7. 3 is to 7. This is the sales ratio. Before going to preparation of income statement, the working note must necessary, because the ratios are calculation for ascertainment of profit or loss prior to and after incorporation. After incorporation. In this problem, sales ratio already given. Time ratio is 1:2. Sales ratio is 3:7. 3:7. Okay. Now, preparation of income statement. Preparation of income statement of the Leva Limited for the year ended 31st March 2020. 31st March 2020. For preparation of income statement, 4 columns to be taken. First column, particulars. Second column, ratios. Third column, pre-incorporation period. Fourth column, post-incorporation period. Both rupees. First, particulars. Second, ratio. Third, pre-incorporation period. Then, post-incorporation period. Post-incorporation period. Here, first, gross profit. Gross profit is concerned to sales ratio. In this problem, directly given the gross profit, credit side of profit and loss account or income statement. The gross profit is rupees 3,10,000. Total gross profit 3,10,000. It can be allocation on pre-incorporation period and post-incorporation period on the basis of sales ratio. On the basis of sales ratio. Here, total gross profit 3,10,000. Pre-incorporation gross profit is equal to 3,10,000 into 3 divided by 10. The amount is 93,000. Then post-incorporation period gross profit is equal to 3,10,000 into 7 divided by 10. 2,17,000. 2,17,000. Pre-incorporation gross profit 93,000. Post-incorporation gross profit 2,17,000. 17,000. Then the total gross profit out of total gross profit less all expenses as given in the income statement. all expenses, less expenses. The first one is rent and taxes. The rent and taxes allocation on the basis of time ratio. Rent given on time ratio. The time ratio is 1:2. Pre-incorporation rent. Total rent 24,000 into 1/3. Pre-incorporation rent and taxes 8,000. Post-incorporation period rent and taxes is equal to 24,000 into 2/3. The amount is 16,000. Pre-incorporation rent 8,000. Post-incorporation rent 16,016. Then insurance. Insurance also allocation on the basis of time ratio. On the basis of time ratio. Total insurance 6,000. Pre-incorporation insurance 6,000 into 1/3, 2,000. Post-incorporation insurance 6,000 into 2/3, 4,000. Pre-incorporation insurance 2,000. Post-incorporation insurance 4,000. Then electricity charges. The total electricity charges 4,800. Pre-incorporation electricity charges 4,800 into 1/3. The amount rupees 1,600. Post-incorporation electricity charges 4,800 into 2/3, 3,200. Pre-incorporation electricity charges 1,600. Post-incorporation electricity charges 3,200. Then salaries. Salaries total 72,000. Pre-incorporation salary 72,000 into 1/3, 24,000. Post-incorporation salary 72,000 into 2/3, 48,000. Pre-incorporation salary 24,000. Post-incorporation salary 48,000. 24,000, 48,000. Then director's fees. The director's fees rupees 6,200. Director fees allocated direct to post-incorporation period, but not concerned to pre-incorporation period. Director's fees concerned to only post-incorporation period 6,200, but not concerned to post-incorporation period. Then audit fees. Audit fees also distribution on the basis of time ratio. The audit fees 3,000. Pre-incorporation audit fees 3,000 into 1/3, 1,000. Post incorporation audit fees 3000 into 2 by 3 2000. Pre-incorporation audit fees 1000. Post-incorporation audit fees 2000. Then commission. The commission given to customers or agent on the basis of sales. Commission on the basis of sales, that means ratio, sales ratio 3:7. 3:7. The amount is rupees 12,000. The commission amount is rupees 12,000 total. Pre-incorporation commission 12,000 into 3 divided by 10, 3,600. Post-incorporation commission 12,000 into 7 divided by 10, 8,400. Pre-incorporation commission 3,400. Post-incorporation commission 8,400. Next, advertisement. The advertisement also on the basis of sales ratio. Total advertisement expenses 8,000. Advertisement expenses 8,000. Pre-incorporation advertisement expenses 8,000 into 3 by 10 rupees 2,400. Post incorporation advertisement expenses 8,000 into 7 divided by 10. The amount is 5,600. Pre-incorporation advertisement 2,400. Post-incorporation advertisement 5,600. Discount. Discount also apportioned on the basis of sales ratio. The total discount 7,000. Pre-incorporation discount is 7,000 into 3 by 10. The amount is 2,100. Post-incorporation discount is 7,000 into 7 divided by 10, 4,900. Pre-incorporation discount 2,100. Post-incorporation discount 4,900. Next, office expenses. Office expenses on the basis of time ratio. Total office expenses 15,000. Pre-incorporation office expenses 15,000 into 1 by 3, 5,000. Post-incorporation office expenses 15,000 into 2 by 3, 10,000. Pre-incorporation office expenses 5,000. Post-incorporation office expenses 10,000. Then carriage on the basis of sales. Total amount 6,000. Pre-incorporation carriage 6,000 into 3 by 10. Rupees 1,800. Post-incorporation office rent, office expenses, carriage 6,000 into 7 divided by 10, 4,200 carriage. 1,800 is 4,200. Then bank charges rupees 3,000. Bank charges on the basis of time ratio, pre-incorporation bank charges 3,000 into 1 by 3, 1,000. Post-incorporation bank charges 3,000 into 2 by 3, 2,000. Pre-incorporation 1,000. Post-incorporation 2,000. Then preliminary expenses that is concerned to only post incorporation period, the amount is rupees 13,000. Preliminary expenses concerned to post incorporation period, rupees 13,000. Then bad debts, total bad debts rupees 4,000. The bad debts distribution on the basis of sales ratio, pre-incorporation bad debts 4,000 into 3 by 10, 1,200. Post-incorporation bad debts 4,000 into 7 divided by 10, 2,800. 1,200, 2,800. Next, interest on loan time ratio, total amount is 6,000. Pre-incorporation interest 6,000 into 1 by 3, 2,000. Post incorporation interest 6,000 into 2 divided by 3, 4,000. These are all expenses. These expenses are deducted from gross profit. Pre-incorporation gross profit 93,000 less all the expenses. The amount, the profit is transferred to capital reserve account. Pre-incorporation profit transferred to capital reserve account, the amount is 37,300. The post incorporation profit, the gross profit 2,17,000 less all expenses, the profit is 82,700 transferred to profit and loss appropriation account. Pre-incorporation profit transferred to capital reserve account, post-incorporation profit transferred to profit and loss appropriation account. Pre-incorporation profit is 37,300. Post-incorporation profit is 82,700. This is the problem. Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.